The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
What's going on, Raider Reaction? Raider Nation. Week 9. Oh, I didn't change that, did I? That says week 7. We're in week 9. Different vibe. Different vibe. Steve, that was an accident. We got a week 9 matchup here, and week 9 feels a little different, especially when you're sitting at 3-5. Feels exciting. And it's not because we're 3-5. It's not it's not because I feel like we're on top of the world right now, but it's fresh. It feels fresh coming in to week 9. What's going on, Roland? With a new energy, a new feel for the team, and we haven't even seen them played yet. But when you look at what the locker room has been like, the videos that have been coming out with the locker room, hearing what the players had to say, hearing how AP came out and just completely lit a fire in that press conference when they announced him as the interim head coach, it feels Raider-like in a sense. The way that he's talking, the way that the team has been responding, you could tell this locker room just was not feeling McDaniels. They weren't feeling him. They were giving up on him. They were giving up on themselves. But now Mark Davis finally made the move that we've been calling for since like week 4 or week 5. It feels good. It feels good. And we're going to end up seeing if it feels good, if it looks good. We don't know. We're going to end up seeing how this works out. Last week was an embarrassment on Monday night. The defense put the offense in so many good situations early in the game, and they just didn't show up. The offense, like it's been all season long, just did not show up. It didn't feel good. It just sucked the energy out of me watching that game. Um, and it's kind of funny when I read Tim Brown's tweet about I've never forced myself to turn a game off, and I had to this time. And the funny thing about that is towards the end of that fourth quarter last week, I turned that shit off too. I was like, I don't even want to see this. I mean, it was just, it's been frustrating watching this offense go out there and just shit the fucking bed, just look like dog shit. And usually in the past, in the past years, we've been more of an offensive team and the defense just can't close the game out. And this year, the defense has been keeping us in most of these games, and the offense just cannot do what they got to do to close games out, to take the lead. I mean, man, props up to the defense and Patrick Graham for figuring it out. Real shit, man. It's not the best defense in the league. It's not the best defense we've ever seen for the Raiders, but it's the best defense we've seen in a long time. And they've been showing out. So hopefully we got, we benched the glass man. He is now benched, and they're going with the rookie, which I'd rather go with him than Brian Hoyer. You got to see, like AP said, what do we got to lose? What do we got to lose? I mean, you throw the rookie out there. Let's see what happens. Everybody's riding on a lease right now as far as the coaching staff goes. And if it works, it works. Maybe O'Connell ends up starting to get comfortable. The game will start slowing down here in a couple weeks. And no better position to put O'Connell in, which in my opinion, he should have been in against the Bears. That game against the Bears, because you're going up against a shitty team. I mean, what do you have to lose? You put Hoyer in there, and Hoyer looked like shit. And we all know Jimmy G just hasn't been the guy. I said when we got Jimmy G, I go, you know what? I'm not mad about that move because I felt it was a cheaper version of Derek Carr, right? We got Jimmy G in. I felt him and Derek Carr kind of the same way. But it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out that way. We paid half for Jimmy G, and he gave us the half-ass Derek Carr showing this season. We'll see. Right, Chad. He's gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay for him to come out. I mean, we can't expect O'Connell to go out there and just throw dots all game, all four quarters. I mean, it's just he's going to make mistakes. He's a rookie. He's from Purdue. He was a fourth-round pick. He's not going to be this, magnificent fucking guy that steps on the field and just immediately starts tearing it up. But he does show signs of being capable to lead a team to win, right? His first start wasn't that bad. I mean, could have been better. Was it the worst start we've seen? I mean, Jimmy G had worse games than what O'Connell had in that start against the Chargers. I mean, we were in the game. I think we lost by, 7? We didn't lose by much in that game. It's okay. We're going to see it. Yeah, I think the whole coaching staff – I just read something this morning that when they had that player and team meeting, the player-team coach meeting, things didn't go too smoothly. I'm sure you guys seen it too. I guess Antonio Pierce brought up something about the 07 Giants, and that set McDaniels off, and he was pissed off. So that just kind of shows you what kind of an asshole McDaniels was. It was his way or the highway. He didn't like hearing nobody's shit. It was pretty much, let me run this team the way I want to run it, and my players better fucking say yes, sir. I mean, you can't run a football team like that. Maybe back in the 60s and 70s, that's the way it was. That time has gone. That time is gone. You see a lot of these successful teams, they're player coaches. Andy Reid, he's a player coach. Mike McDaniels is a player coach. Mike Tomlin, player coach, successful. If you look at all the teams that are successful, those coaches don't come off like dickheads. Bill Belichick, he ain't been shit really since Brady left. I mean, it's starting to look like the Brady show over there. That's what it was. Yeah, man. And you could just tell by the way McDaniels carries himself. Everybody started to see it. The more you seen him in the press conferences and the way he would act, the way that the players kind of are around him, it wasn't a good vibe. And players just weren't vibing off that shit. And if you cannot connect with your players as a head coach, you're gonna lose the locker room if shit don't work your way. It's just the way it rolls, man. I was happy to see him go. I mean, shit, man. Devontae Adams fucking broke down on that sideline last week. It was not looking good, and I think Mark Davis finally smartened up, like he told our fans in Los Angeles. I think he finally smartened up and said, "Okay, change has got to get done now because we're not improving. We're not improving." Now let's check out this head coach matchup. You got Antonio Pierce, interim coach, head coach, Super Bowl champ with the Giants, first game as a head coach. Now we got Brian Dabble over there, all-time record of 11-13-1. He's not a bad coach. He just doesn't have the best talent over there. The defense of the Giants looks pretty damn good, but signing Daniel Jones to that extension is not looking like it was a smart move by the New York Football Giants. Just wasn't. Cheers, by the way. Happy Sunday for everybody. So now we're going to roll in. We got two head coaches here. Was second season in. We got Antonio Pierce, man, fired up. Shit. Devontae Adams said he was ready to run through a wall for him already, and so was I. Like you said, Chad, 5 minutes into that presser, man, you were just like, this is a Raider head coach right here. And I'm not saying let's hurry up and sign him and let him be the head coach for the Raiders for the next couple years or so. That's not what I'm saying. But let's see what he can do, man. He's got these players loose. They're fired up. They're ready to play for him. I'm really excited to see at 125 how the players come out and how they look this week to come out to start the game. Not a bad start. I mean, we get the Giants this week, and then I think we got the Jets the week after that, next week. Let's look at our quarterback matchup. We'll see how it goes. Man, I would like Bisaccia too, but I think that ship is gone, man. If anything, they should have let him have a chance last season instead of hiring McDaniels and Ziegler. They should have just stuck with what they had and see what Bisaccia would have done, and then we could have moved forward after that if it didn't work out last year. But that ship is gone, man. I don't see Bisaccia coming back. If he does, great. I'd rather see not a sexy name, but we'll see. We just got to ride out the rest of the season and see what happens. So we got Aidan O'Connell coming out, 0-1 as a starter. Excuse me. Throwing for 313 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Has not played the Giants. You look at Danny Dimes over there. He's 1-4 this year, 884 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 picks. He did beat us. I believe it was last season, maybe the season before that. They did win. He's 1-0 against us, but Daniel Jones just doesn't look like the guy. That contract is sent. See, when you think we're in a bad quarterback position, at the quarterback position, you think we're in a bad spot. You just got to look at the New York Giants, man, and how much they paid Danny Dimes and what he's been doing with them in New York, because it ain't been working. It don't look pretty. So this is good for our defense. It's good for us. The downside is we'll get to that later. But when I look at these two quarterbacks, I would say it's an evenly matched up ball game when you put the quarterbacks up against each other. We'll see. Robert, I asked myself that for my whole fucking life, dude. I'm only 31 years old, bro. I seen one successful season when I actually started watching football, and that's when we got blown out in the Super Bowl against the Bucks. So we've been competitive like maybe once or twice, one or two seasons in the last fucking 20-something years. I hope. I mean, fuck, man. We got the talent. This is what I just don't understand. Is we have the talent to be good. You got stars on offense, man. I mean, you got Josh Jacobs. You got Devontae Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got Jacoby Myers now. Michael Mayer is really starting to look pretty good as he's getting comfortable in the NFL. The offense is not terrible. I think the guy who was running the offense was terrible. So they got the quarterback coach as an OC right now. He likes Aiden O'Connell. He's a big fan of Aiden O'Connell. He's worked with them. There's a reason why they were so quick to fucking say we're benching Jimmy G. Aiden, you're getting the start for the rest of the season. We'll see. Let's see what that quarterback coach. Let's see, man. Maybe they say he's an up and coming coach, man. So let's see how he calls this game to start. Let's see here. Let's check out the offense. Give you guys a little clips of Aiden O'Connell in the preseason right there, just so you guys can check him out. Even though we've all seen him, we've all seen the clips. Now you look at these offenses, man. The Giants' offense is atrocious. It is so bad. It is so bad. 2143 total yards, 1241 over the air, 902 on the ground, 4 touchdowns over the air, 4 on the ground, 10 turnovers, 6 picks. Now, dogging their offense, but we all know our offense has not showed up and has not done what they're capable of doing. We've only scored 126 points on the season, 2146 total. It's not too much from the Giants. We do got 1586 over the air. I think that number is going to start jumping up now. 560 on the ground. I think that's going to start jumping up now. I think Josh Jacobs, I think this whole team is just going to show a different sense of commitment to these games this week. 8 touchdowns over the air, 4 on the ground. We got 16 turnovers, 13 fucking picks. Jimmy G has just been complete dog shit. Complete dog shit. The defense had a fucking nice takeaway in that first quarter, and he immediately just threw a pick. And it was almost like McDaniels had like this vendetta, like this. He was like trying to get back at Devontae for speaking his mind and being fucking frustrated. And to me, it looked like it was Jimmy, just throw it to Devontae. I don't give a fuck if he's double covered or whatever. You just throw it up to him. And it looked like shit. It was almost kind of like McDaniels was trying to prove a point, in my opinion. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. But I just feel like that's just kind of the guy that fuckhead is. He is just a complete asshole. Anything to fucking prove a point. It was bad, man. It was bad. It was really, really bad. But we'll see, man. We got like I said, it's a fresh start today, man. It almost feels like everything has been wiped out. AP went in there, told his guys, we got nothing to lose. Let's just go out there and ball out. And I feel like that's what they're going to do for this, man. I really do. Let's go ahead and check out what the experts think of how we're going to fare in this game today. Let's see. Check it out.
The New York Giants head west Week 9, took an L last week, unlike any you've ever seen.
The nose kick is no good! No good with 24 seconds left!
Off to the Vegas Strip to play the Raiders, coming off an L that cost head coach Josh McDaniels his job.
4th down and 17. Underneath, a long way to go for Abdullah. Won't get it. Raiders turn it over on downs.
That's the frustration that comes with playing the way that the Raiders have all season on offense.
Well, this is one heck of a matchup. On one side, you have a Vegas passing attack that netted 77 yards last week.
Garoppolo out of the end zone, just has to get rid of it, looking for Adams, who still just has the one catch.
Giants passing attack gives their best Quintana. That's laughable, man. How to put it? Have you ever seen the worst pass ever thrown in NFL history? Yeah, well, that passing attack still looked better than the passing game New York just dropped last week. Net passing total of -9 yards.
DeVito to the air again, same play. Swinging it to Barkley, not much doing. Giants fans not happy about that.
To every Joe Beer Can and Uncle Rico out there that has said, I could do that, That was your moment to shine. -9 yards passing, almost felt like Danny DeVito was back there.
I was maybe half kidding about not throwing it, but not really. I think that Brian Dable was going to say, as long as we have a lead in this football game.
For the record, it's Tommy. And for the record, they were not even close to breaking the record, by the way. Denver finished with -53 yards in 1967. So Giants fans' cheers for Daniel Jones this week will be genuine.
Jones throws, end zone shot. It's caught by Hodgins for the touchdown.
DJ is set to return, his season numbers pretty rough, but the bar he faces not even worthy of dive bar status. Jimmy Garoppolo was spotted at the same joint as well though last week, 46.9 rating, 0 TDs, a pick, missed on some wide open dudes.
Wide open and overthrown is Devontae Adams.
That wide open dude being Devontae Adams, 1 catch, 11 yards on the night. He's not a happy camper no matter how many TBs he has in his house.
I wish I had the words to say something that's not going to get blown up in the media and taken out of context. So I'm going to just, I just don't know.
Garoppolo threw for 126 yards, but lost 49 on 6 sacks.
Garoppolo's in trouble and down he goes.
The Giants' Kayvon Thibodeau last week, a sack hat trick.
Here comes Thibodeau again. He's got him. 3rd sack today.
McDaniels isn't the only one out in Vegas. Plan is to roll forward with AOC at quarterback now. Aiden Rodney Farva O'Connell has seen action in 2 games, low 70s rate, a touchdown, 2 picks, but may as well see what he does with more snaps.
O'Connell, catch, touchdown, Jacoby Myers.
New York's defense has made some strides lately. Last 3 teams, no one's put up more than 14 points on them.
Thibodeau coming with pressure, and he's got it. Ball comes out. Jahad Ward scoops it up.
And it wasn't just holding the Jets to 13 either. They held Buffalo in check and held Washington to 14, a team that had put up 31 on Philadelphia last week. They've played much better compared to weeks 1 through 5.
Gonna take a shot. Doxson's wide open, but picked off. Deontay Banks, his first NFL interception.
Their pass defense hasn't allowed more than 200 yards over their last 3 games.
Taking a shot for Garrett Wilson, and it's incomplete. It was a Flott that came over at the end of the play to break it up.
So why not go Rock Island Independence versus Columbus Panhandles? Josh Jacobs finally broke the 4-yard per carry barrier last week. Only 4.1, but still, that's fire for him.
From the 28, Jacobs up the middle, another nice carry.
Jacobs versus Saquon Barkley. He had to carry the offense like never before. Wasn't over 4 yards per carry again, but he basically had 11 guys waiting on him each play. His 128 yards were some of the toughest you're going to see.
Barkley. Oh, nice move by Barkley. But Saquon putting the moves on.
Plenty of reason for the Giants to keep feeding him this week. Vegas defense against Detroit runners last week, as holy as Charlie Brown's Halloween costume. They gave up over 200 yards on the ground, 5.7 yards per carry allowed.
And Jameer spins, still going.
As for the Giants' rush D, not Salmon, but their ability to stop runners, they've held teams to under 80 yards rushing back-to-back games.
Thibodeau could not get him down the first time, but he comes back with the help of Raheem Nunez-Roches.
Neither fan base is super thrilled right now, but it's the start of half number 2. It's new beginnings. Comment section is open for business. We close shop with our panel of 10.
And the haters are back at it again, man. That's crazy, man. When you guys watch this game preview that these NFL Network motherfuckers put on, it's the first time I'm watching it too. So I don't know what the experts are gonna pick at the end. That was kind of disrespectful, huh? Fucking only 2 motherfuckers out of what, the 12 or the 10 guys picked us to win against the fucking Giants in Vegas. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not expecting us. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if we win. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if we lose because obviously the shit that's gone on, the dysfunction that the Raiders have been for like the last fucking 20 fucking years, man. I'm not going to be upset if we lose. I will be upset if we get blown out. But if we lose a close game, a hard-fought game, so be it, man. It's the first week of these guys getting their shit together, getting their shit going as coaches. Players got to get used to the new vibe going on there. But man, I didn't think it was gonna look like that with these so-called experts, man. Hey, that shit's crazy to me. That shit's fucking funny. Let's look at what Davante Adams has done this season. It ain't been pretty, and we all know that. It's a bunch of bullshit. 78 targets, 47 receptions, only 539 yards, only 3 touchdowns, man. And the biggest eye-popping number for me is the 11.47 average yards per catch. That shouldn't be that way with a guy like Davante, man. It shouldn't. And I think that just goes to see how Josh McDaniels' offense was running with Jimmy G. It was like a dink and dunk offense, man. And when he would throw the deep ball, my God, that his deep ball is fucking awful. It is so bad. I mean, Davante was wide open twice at the end of that game on Monday night. He was open, wide the fuck open twice. And Jimmy G couldn't fucking just lay it in. I mean, no wonder why Niner fans didn't give a fuck that he left, man. It was terrible. I mean, just wide open on a go downfield. How do you miss that? Twice, not once, twice in one quarter. It wasn't like he missed a deep ball in the first quarter and then he missed one late in the game in the fourth. I mean, this dude on back-to-back possessions completely fucking missed him. Completely missed him. And that's why I'm not really a fan of guys throwing the fit on the fucking sideline like that. But when the team has been playing the way it's been playing, and then they had a chance to get the game a little tighter towards the end, and you just completely fucking miss him twice, I had no problem with Davante Adams going to that sideline, throwing the fucking helmet down and saying, I'm tired of this bullshit. Because everybody felt Davante Adams right there. I think every right-minded Raider fan was like, man, trade this poor dude. Trade this dude at the deadline. Let him go somewhere where his talent can be put out to show. Because my God, man, I felt for Davante, man. You see how the motherfucker was so mad. He was about to cry on the sideline. He was trying so hard to hold that shit in. I mean, just awful. Just awful. Fucking awful. So I hope Davante Adams comes out today. I hope him, Hunter Renfrow, I hope they all show out and have a great game today over the air. I know they said the Giants defense has been really good covering the pass game. So be it. I don't give a fuck. We got the receivers to open up the pass game. We've got probably, I would say, a top 5 receiving core just because of Davante Adams alone. And then what Jacoby Myers has been doing this year, that puts us even in a better spot. And then you mix in Hunter Renfrow in that shit with Tucker. I mean, there's no reason we should not be airing the fuck out of the ball in some of these games. Opening up the running game. I mean, the running game helps the passing game. The passing game helps the running game. You got to keep these dudes honest. And that's one thing that we haven't been able to do. Like defenses have came out and said, shit, we stacked 7, 8, 9 guys in the box because we already know that Jimmy can't throw the deep ball. They were never fucking threatened by that. And that was obviously on display on Monday night. Like, Davante burnt these dudes twice. Because, I mean, they just were not scared of the deep ball, so they were pressing it. It was sad to see, man. Sad to see. I hope he has a great game. I hope he's the Davante that everybody knows he can be. Because, man, when you got a guy who wants out, man, that's not good. And I'm kind of glad that they made this change because it wasn't going to be pretty. I think if McDaniels would have stayed with this team for the rest of the season, man, we would have been seeing Davante Adams asking for a trade, get me the fuck out of here. And if you don't, I'm just not going to play because nobody wants to. No, don't get me wrong, man. These guys get paid handsomely, but they earn that wage. They earn that money by the way they play and the talent that they put out there on the field, man. They work hard for that shit, right? And people like to call them divas and shit. That ain't no diva shit. Devontae Adams has never been known as a fucking diva. But when you losing ain't fun, man. Everybody who's played sports, whether it was youth sports, high school, collegiate level, who the fuck nobody likes to lose, man. That shit ain't fun. That shit ain't fun. Now let's look at the defensive rankings. This is where it gets a little interesting. So the Giants' defense is not bad. Okay, they give up 354 a game. That's a 21st on the average basis of the whole league. 211. That's 12th. 127 on the ground. 24th. Points per game is 23.4. That's 22nd in the league. I know they were saying like the last 3 games they've held their opponents under 15, but they ain't really played anybody like with a high-powered offense that's dangerous, right? Third down percentage, they are good. So on our third downs, we're going to have to convert, man, because that's going to be a big key to this game. This is why I put these numbers out here. If we can beat the opposing defense, what they're best at, we can probably win this game and score some points. Hopefully we can score more than 20 fucking points on the offensive side of the ball this week. 33.7% successful rate for the opposing team on third down, man. That is great. That's 4th in the league. Now you go over to our defense, which I've actually been pretty happy with. Besides, and this is what's fucking, I just don't get it. The Raiders can never, we can never just have shit going right on both sides of the ball in a season, right? The defense has not been bad. 349 total yards per game. That's 17th in the league, middle of the pack. 197 over the air. We've been great stopping shit over the air, man. 9th and top 10 in the league on an average game basis over the air. Rushing, this is where, well, early in the show where I was telling you, I'm going to get to that later where it's a little dangerous, right? 140 yards per game on the ground. That's 30th in the league. So if you got a running back on your fantasy football team, if you have Saquon Barkley on your fantasy football team, you got a good shot to score a lot of points. We give up 23 points a game. That's not really. I've always kind of had the defenses back on this, even in previous years. When your offense cannot hold time of possession for at least a little bit more or less than half the game, your defense is going to get exhausted. They're going to get tired. And that's why I think that we've given up on an average 23 points a game. That's 22nd in the league. And this is like where it just kills me, man. Every fucking week, me and my son are sitting on the couch, and even he's catching on too. He's only 10 years old, but he'll catch on too. He goes, "Oh no, Dad, it's third down." And I go, "Yeah, I know, but we got to get to third down before we get to fourth down." And he goes, "Oh no, they're gonna get this. They're gonna get this." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's starting to catch on, man. He's looking like, oh no." We're all nervous. We're on the edge of our seat on third down, like we're in the fucking Super Bowl, and it's a 2-minute drive. Every third down, we're just like, "Oh shit, what's gonna? Oh man, we're gonna get pissed off here. We're gonna get pissed off. 3rd and 10, first down, 20-yard game. What the fuck? What the fuck?" It is just so consistent that this team on third down every single fucking year for the last 20 years cannot get off the fucking field, man. And that's not good. Because like I said, to get to fourth down, to cause a punt or a field goal, you got to get past third down. This team has not been able to do that. We're 28th in the fucking league on third down, man. It kills me. Man, it kills me. And I'm a defensive guy, man. I love watching defense. You know, and when I see the defense is just struggling this way, and it's on third down, like, fuck, we're right there. We're right there to cause a punt or a field goal. And we just, our red zone defense, though, man, let's talk about that. Because last week, that red zone defense looked very good. Very, very good, man. We held the Lions pretty fucking good in the red zone last week on Monday night. That was really impressive. Now let's hope, man, if this offense can just get going and help the defense out when the defense makes their stops. It's football, man. Defense makes a stop, the offense goes down there and score. It's gonna be a good day, and that's what we haven't seen from this offense. Hasn't scored 20 fucking points all year, man. I don't think they have. Maybe they've scored exactly 20 once. The only time we've been over 20 points was when Mad Max and who was that? Was it Tillery that got that safety? That's the only time we've been over 20 points, man. And it has been sad. It's been sad. But Aiden O'Connell, quarterback coach, calling the plays now. Got rid of the offensive coordinator, which kind of fucked up, man. The poor motherfucker never called a fucking play. He never even got to call a play this year because McDaniels is such a control freak. You know, I wouldn't even doubt that maybe Patrick Graham, maybe his defense is going to actually start looking a little bit better than it has been because maybe he's got the handcuffs off now. And Antonio Pierce is a defensive guy. He was a linebacker coach. You know, maybe the defense is going to start looking better because the handcuffs are off. It's not the McDaniels and Ziegler show anymore. The handcuffs are off for the coaching staff and for the players to play the game that they love and to coach the game that they know. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm fired up. I can't wait. Man, I can't wait. Let's take a look at what Mad Max has done. Jesus, man. This poor motherfucker, too. You know what? No, that's wrong. Let me see. Let me see here. Something ain't right. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what it is. Let me get these updated stats on here. Here we go. This should be it. Yeah, man. It's been so sad to watch these players. You know, the Devontaes, the Josh Jacobs, Mad Max, just the guys that have been there. Hunter Renfrow, that went through all the bullshit with John Gruden. And then they bounced with Bisaccia and had a great season. And then this McDaniels motherfucker comes in and just completely fucking changes the whole mojo that we had going on. You look at Mad Max, though, it don't faze him, man. That motherfucker just goes out there and balls. He does his job, man. He just does his job. And you couldn't ask for a better leader on this team the way this dude carries himself. High motor through all four quarters. He just don't stop. 29 tackles, 13 assists, 10 tackles for losses, 1 forced fumble, 6.5 sacks on the year. Just a complete fucking dog, man. Complete fucking dog on the field. He's going to have a good game today. I think Daniel Jones is going to be scared running for his fucking life today. He's going to be running for his life because Mad Max gets back there. It don't matter. They double team him, triple team, and he always finds a way to get through. Always. Now, let's close it out, man. Let's look at the prediction that I got for today. I think it's going to be a stressful game. It's just what the Raiders do. And I know I said I wanted them to score over 20 points. The Giants' defense is pretty good. Saquon Barkley is probably going to run it down our fucking throats if we can't figure it out. Our linebackers are hurt, so that hurts the second level to stop the run. I think Diablo's out again. That kind of hurts our run defense as well. When he's in, man, he stuffs it pretty good. It's going to be interesting. I got a 2013 game. Hopefully it's 31-13. 31-6. I hope it's a blowout. I hope somehow, this team just comes out with this new energy and just fucking fires off on all cylinders and just fucks this shit up. That's what I got, man. One thing I wanted to say, too. I wanted to applaud Josh Jacobs, man. For being one of the most blunt fucking players I've ever seen in post-game interviews. And he's always been this way. When Gruden was there, ever since he's been there, he's just so blunt. I just want to give him a round of applause. But when they asked him, what could we do what could you do to change the way that this offense is going? And somewhere along those lines, that was a question. He said, "That's not my job." Man, that's when you knew. Man, this locker room is giving the fuck up on that fucker. They just gave up, and I love it. Fuck McDaniels. Fuck the Patriot way. It don't fucking work no more. If anything, it wasn't even the Patriot way. It was the fucking Brady way. Fuck those assholes. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. All right, guys. Cheers on this beautiful Sunday. Drink some beers, smoke your blunts, whatever it is that you like to do to enjoy a nice Sunday of some Raider Nation football. I hope we can start our Monday. Right with a win, going to work, feeling good, 4-5. Some new blood in the Raider locker room, leading the team. And let's just roll from here, man. Let's roll. We got the team to do it. The players just got to buy the fuck in. Fuck the Patriot way. It's gone. It's all about the Raider Nation, baby. And like we like to say here at Raider Reaction, it's all about that peace, love, Raider Nation. You guys have a beautiful Sunday. God bless you.
New day, new month, new chapter, new mindset. The short story, the matter of fact is I grew up in Compton, California. I was rolling with NWA, rocking Raider hats. So that's what set me up for this. I was born this way. But it's not Antonio Pierce versus the New York Giants. Las Vegas Raiders versus the Giants. This is about the players, and this is about this organization. And we're tired of losing. We're about competition. We play with an edge and a swag that everybody watching TV can see it. And a product on the field is something we're proud of.